and more by our side. We will stop, we will crush, tear you down and snatch your pride. We're the biggest and the baddest, that's how because green is bested. We always looking for a fight, cause all your good acts die. Shut your trap and get to fighting, no more time for boring yapping. We was made it for the winning, time for being rather cunning. We may not know how to ride, we both know that ain't no crime. Quit your stall and get right here, teach your pants is what is fear. Please go on. For more and more, on to war. Please go on. Dakka on. For more and more, hear our roar. Alright lads, this is it. Who's gonna show them humans, them spiky chaos boys, and them Eldarkits? Why's we's the bestest? Hold on to your dakka, boys. This is gonna be a true and proper war! Louder, louder! Here it comes, boys!
Alright, you humans. You gits. Welcome. We're gonna get some crumping done.
If you haven't guessed it, he's doing orcs.
So let me welcome everyone to Tabletop Tuesday, where we talk about nerdy shit, and we are currently educating Lady Naja on 40k. Today's lesson, if you haven't been able to figure out by the way I'm talking, or could not hear my wife clearly, we doing the orcs. Alright, I gotta fix our size, because we're a little small right now. Alright, so this is gonna be a fun day. I fucking love orcs. Orcs are hilarious. I know Gamera likes them too.
Yeah, they honestly, we've talked about this before, but you know, in 1987 when they invented Warhammer 40k, they just had the Space Marines and the orcs. It was a very tongue-in-cheek, satirical game. There was a lot of funny jokes and silly names, and the orcs are the only faction that really still retained that kind of fun element to them. Everything else has kind of become mostly serious, and that frustrates me.
Yeah. Give me a second, I just realized.
Sure.
I had to fix something. There we go. The go live notification, which is Ruby's Resplendent Tavern, has opened. Okay, anyway. So let's get some announcements done, and then we'll get into the fun. We'll get into the crumpin'.
Sounds good.
So first announcement is our sponsors. We have Shockbite Gaming Service. Link is down below. They cover a metric ton of games. They cover almost as many games as there are orcs. Well, probably not. Not quite that many.
No.
There are a lot of orcs. So check them out. If you click the link down below, it helps me out. It helps you out because the servers are relatively inexpensive and they work really well. It helps me out because I get a little bit of a cut of that and it keeps the lights on here. So please do that. Second sponsor is W Energy Drinks because, you know, the green sludge is just green as bestest. But I'm a big fan of the Galaxy Grenade because Galaxy Grenade is red and red goes faster.
Does that mean you can drink it faster?
No, it makes me go faster.
I see.
So check them out. It's really great. So there is that. There's also what we have planned for this Wednesday, which is tomorrow. We're going to be playing Final Fantasy VIII again for finally. We're going back to 8. And there's a reason why I'm kind of saying glad it's finally, because I still have the student ID number written down in a text document, and luckily it hasn't disappeared yet.
Okay.
And I was a little worried that it was going to. I was like, oh no, I'm going to accidentally delete it and have to go back into that fucking tomb.
So once you finish Final Fantasy VIII, then are you going to cross it off the list and make it ineligible, or can people just make you play through it again?
It will become ineligible.
Okay.
Like, I'm not playing through the same game over and over and over and over again. That unless there's some sort of difference to the game, like through multiple playthroughs,
Sure.
It ain't getting replayed. Alright, so there is that. So,
This is a Smurfy kid.
oh, Pepto Klepto's here. Hey, Pepto. Alright, so give me a second. I need, orc memes. Because I haven't looked up an orc meme yet.
Oh, man, there's so many good ones.
I know. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm going with this one. This one's going to be good. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to get that. Open an image in a new tab. Oh, that's tiny. God damn it. No.
Let me ask, Naja, are you online and able to listen at the moment, or are you still taking care of stuff?
Nope, I am here. Again, I apologize for my voice, guys. I don't know what this laryngitis is, but it's driving me crazy. Also, I am trying for a third time to get my Christogram. I am currently up to 200 shrews killed in just this thing. That's a 1 in 5. It's a 1 in 544 drop rate. So wish me luck.
You got your special lapis lazuli and ring of Varda going.
I do. I do. I'm doing my best. But it seems like I'm trying to explain to Kitty. I'm like, listen, this sword is worth it. The sword is worth it.
Yeah, honestly, that and or the shield rod, and you can just beat everything.
Yeah. I'm just like, it's so. I literally after last night wasn't sure I was gonna be able to do it again, but I'm like, no, I've set my mind to it. I've got to do it. I've got to get that sword.
Yeah.
Bison's here.
But while you are looking up orc memes, I can go over some of the very early basics.
I'd say wait just one moment. There it goes. Okay, because the Wizen intro was still going, and that's very loud.
Yes. Fair enough. And there's our fireball, as is traditional.
It's just traditional because the tavern must start on fire.
Actually, let me go ahead and grab another meme to throw your way, and I'll go ahead and throw it in the Discord in the Warhammer group.
Oh, okay.
It's one from the local 40k group.
Oh no, I'm afraid.
No. It's just a classic.
Oh,
all right.
yeah, that's a classic.
So yeah, I'll go over some basics. We've talked before about the ancient prehistory of the setting. The Immaterium was peaceful before it got weaponized. And basically that happened because of an ancient war where the Slan, I believe is their official name. Some refer to them as the Old Ones, but essentially a amphibious precursor species that was very technologically advanced, went to war with the Necrontyr, who are the biological precursors of the Necrons. And at first, it was pretty one-sided because the Necrontyr could not keep up. But then they figured out the Catan or Satan entities, and they started making some real trouble for the Slan. So one of the things that the Slan did was create essentially subordinate races to help them fight their wars, one of which was the Eldar, the other of which was the Orcs.
Oh, Quarks.
Yes, that's right. They were called the Quarks.
Because GW can't copyright Orc, so they made Quarks and copyrighted Quarks.
Yes. And the original version of them, like, when you look at an orc in 40k, you think, okay, it's bipedal, it's humanoid, it looks like some kind of mammal. But it's not. All orcs and the orc-related species are fungus. They are ambulatory fungal life forms in the shape of bipedal mammals. They reproduce from spores. When you kill an orc, the spores go into the ground and begin growing into new orcs. And so if the orcs ever invade your planet, it is extremely difficult to be sure you're done with them unless you just repeatedly, like, burn the ground they fought on.
Wait, what?
Yeah, right?
Like, really?
Yeah, they're mushrooms.
Yes.
My mind is completely blown already.
Yeah.
Yeah, now here's the kicker. Normally, when you kill an orc, that's when they spore up, and they release those spores and make more orcs. Now, naturally, when you look at these orcs, you're like, okay, well, what do mushrooms tend to feed off of? Well, they like decaying things, dead bodies, stuff like that. Well, orcs tend to leave a lot of dead bodies.
Yeah.
So lots of food there.
Yeah, and as a consequence of this, orcs, of course, reproduce like fungus. They do not reproduce sexually. All orcs are essentially masculine presenting and use either masculine or neutral pronouns. There are no orc women because they really don't have a gender in their society. They're all agendered. So, in the original conception, there were two strains, as far as I can recall, of the orc fungal organism. There is the normal strain that we think of as the classic orcs, that we see in most of the images today. And this produces your bosses, your knobs, who are kind of like lieutenants. You've got the boys, which is just like a normal orc. You've got pain boys, which is what they call their medics. You've got mechs, which is what they call their technicians. You have weird boys, which is what they call their psychics. All of these are kind of from the classic strain of orc. And the classic strain of orc is, big, burly, muscular, and the longer an orc lives and the more it fights, the bigger it gets. So back in the 30K era, like when they were doing the crusade to unite the galaxy under the rule of humanity, they fought the orcs several times. And several of the orc war bosses that they fought at that time were like on par with a Space Marine Primarch.
Yeah.
The Beast of Ulanor, I think, is one that I would say, JDM, that the orcs don't have genitals because they don't have any use for them.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless there, and that's also the scary thing about orcs is because they're so mushroomy, they can operate with a lot less of them and still keep going. In fact, one of the things that has happened multiple times with the orcs is an orc has had its head taken off, and they just attached it to a new body, and it just keeps going.
Yeah, the orc pain boys or medics can do incredible things with orcs, and I'm going to get into one really fun example later on when we talk about the modern orcs. But yeah, their science operates on the principle of if enough of us believe it works, and that includes like their medical science. So a lot of it is just like, what the fuck even is this bullshit? How does this work?
And what makes it worse is when enough of them believe in that, it doesn't just affect them.
Yeah. We'll get into at least one really good example of that, too.
Yeah, I absolutely love that idea. Like, I think just even as a concept, it's really fun and creative. That if they just believe enough, it'll work. It fits with, like, the common orc kind of stereotype, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love it, and I love that it affects other people, too. I think that's brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Why isn't they are genitals? I mean, I've heard orcs referred to as dicks, I guess.
I mean, that
works. Before we get too sidetracked, there is the other strain of the orc fungus, which in the olden days, back in that first war, was the Brain Boys. They essentially had a whole separate cast of orc fungal strain that produced their leaders, their strategists, the ones that were responsible for making them truly focused and effective at fighting. And over tens of thousands of years, with the loss of the Slan to guide them and just kind of atrophy, the Brain Boy strain of the orcs, which was never, the big burly fighter types, began to sort of devolve. And so the way it survives these days is as what you would recognize as goblins. So they sometimes call them gobos or runts or Gretchen or grots.
Yeah.
I mean, they've used all those names.
Yeah.
But those are essentially just a separate strain of the orc fungus that is smaller, more dexterous, and just, absolutely gremlins. Honestly, the whole orc species, if you think of the movie Gremlins, think of that as their attitude. Sometimes they are fighting amongst themselves to see who's going to be the boss, and they just like fighting.
Now, orcs will always follow the biggest orc.
Yes.
The biggest orc is the orc in charge. He's the one who's fought the most. He's the one who survived. He knows what he's doing. So you follow the biggest orc, because otherwise you'd be dead orc, because big orc will crump you.
Unless you think you're about the same size as the biggest orc, in which case you might have a fight for dominance, and whoever wins, that's who's in charge.
A black version of the orc.
All
orcs are green because apparently they say green is bestest.
I don't know what that's in reference to, but they're also popularly called greenskins. And yeah, they come in different shades of green. But yeah, they're just so chaotic. Like they're in D&D terms a classic chaotic neutral race. And I was thinking about this earlier. I think the orcs might be the one faction in 40K that doesn't really have any evil in it, because the Tyranids have the hive mind, which is definitely malicious. The Necrons have the lords, which are definitely malicious.
Oh yeah,
There
definitely.
are plenty of evil humans in the Imperium.
I mean, even the Tau are evil. They just depends on your point of view. But yeah, for the Tau, I feel they have at least some evil with the the control factors.
The Ethereals, yeah.
Yeah, but orcs, they just want to fight. They just want a good
Right.
fight. Just like, let's go.
The orcs don't believe in revenge. Orcs don't carry grudges. They don't have malice for people. They don't see like race or anything like that. They don't have any bigotries. They just want to fight. And so sometimes an orc will seek out an enemy that has beaten them before so they can have a good fight. Or sometimes an orc will take a prisoner and then let them go because it was fun fighting them and taking them prisoner, and they want to do it again.
All right, we'll get into the fun story involving that one here in a minute.
Yes, I have. We're going to talk about Commissar Yarrick, definitely.
Yeah, But the first one I want to talk about is the first orc thing is how orcs behave. All right.
Yeah.
Orcs constantly fight. If they don't have an outside enemy to fight, they'll fight each other. They'll just duke it out constantly. And so there is that. But one of the first things that occurred, though, early on in orc behavior is something of what happens with orcs when you leave them alone for too long. They're kind of like unstable matter, where if you're not watching it carefully, like a fission reactor, it will run away from you and will do horrifying things. In this case, orcs will have this thing called a wall.
Yes.
All right, or basically in human speak, war, but they call it a wall, which is just you get enough orcs together, they get super hyped, they get super excited, and they're like, "Let's go fight something!" And go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to agree with you and say it's sort of like, you have a bunch of sports fans getting drunk at a bar, and more sports fans keep showing up, and eventually they've got to go take care of this energy somewhere. So they go pick a fight. There's not even a game on today, but they're just so psyched about their team that they've got to go, like, confront people like, "You like the team? You don't like the team? We're going to kick your ass!" It's just this cycle of feeding on itself.
Yeah, go ahead. Nadja.
Go ahead, Nadja.
I was just gonna say, there's nothing to be said for that much pride and loyalty, though. I mean,
Yeah, but this is not so much pride and loyalty. This is more of, we just want to fight something.
Right.
I mean, that's perfectly valid in that kind of setting.
Now, the cool thing, the thing I've heard it compared to, and this is by multiple other YouTubers and Twitch people, is it's like taking a bar brawl and a crusade and combining them and sending them in a direction.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And who's in the fridge?
So they're from Vancouver. Yeah, that could be the case.
It is worth noting that the stereotypical presentation of orcs is that they have Cockney English accents, very gruff, very lower class, as Ruby was doing earlier. Orcs talk like this.
Yeah, they talk like this all the time. Now, there are going to be certain terms we're going to use when it comes to orcs. I'm going to cover those terms real quick so no one gets confused.
Sure.
All right. First term we already discussed, wall. All right. So there is the human one is easy. It's humies.
Mm-hmm.
They say humies or gits.
Yep.
They say gits a lot.
Anybody can be a git.
Yeah, anybody can be a git. They refer to the Chaos Legions as spiky boys.
What are you looking for?
I forget what they referred the Eldar as.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what their nickname for Eldars are.
They refer to the Necrons often as cans or
get
tin
back
cans.
here. Don't go to your room.
Humans. Yeah, humies!
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the last thing you said, Kenny?
They refer to the Necrons as like cans or tin cans or something along those lines, or scrap.
Hmm.
From back in the old
May I
days.
ask why?
Because Necrons are robot people. We'll discuss them later.
Yeah. When you think Necrons, think the Borg, but zombies.
Got it.
Yeah,
Rose,
with
get
an
back here.
Egyptian flair to it. Now, back in the oh no, we'll get through the terms first, and then we'll go back into a little bit of a history lesson. All right, another term that you've heard me use a couple times now is crumpin.
Yep.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
JDM is like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
You are blind. child.
Pansies are Eldar. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I didn't know that one. Crumpin is a term for orcs that means basically smashing,
We're gonna go kill
beating
shit.
the shit out of.
Yep.
So there is that. Guns are shootas.
Yeah.
Shooting a gun is called dakka.
After kind of the sound of a machine gun, dakka, 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 dakka.
And the fun thing about that is orcs will make that sound themselves while shooting their guns.
Yes. And if you've shot at a problem and haven't solved it, you haven't used enough dakka yet. So you need more dakka.
More dakka. And then melee weapons are often referred to as choppas.
Go sit
Yep,
quiet.
choppas.
Right now.
So there's that. And then they have mechs and big mechs, which is MEK. Those are their big robot things that they come walking around with.
Well, no, mechs are actually the technicians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they have different robots. They have like kilocans, which I believe are those the bigger ones? Yeah, because I think the smaller ones are grot tanks. Yeah, kilocans are kind of like their equivalent to Space Marine dreadnoughts. They like alliteration. They like the letter K. They spell rocket as ROKKIT.
Yeah, so there is that. I think that's most of the terms I need to cover. If we come across one that we need to reiterate, we'll go into that.
We should mention Gork and Mork again.
Oh yes, let's cover Gork and Mork before we go into the history lesson. So
No, you did not, JDM.
No. They like the letter K.
Yeah, and they have a double K in rocket.
Yeah,
because
two Ks.
that's just how they spell it.
So-
Gork and Mork are the two orc gods, and one of them is cunning but brutal, the other is brutal but cunning.
Yep.
And if you think that makes them pretty hard to distinguish, that's the joke.
Yep. One will punch you in the face and keep punching you in the face, and if that doesn't work, it'll stab you in the back. While the other one will stab you in the back, and if that doesn't work, it'll start punching you in the face.
And not even the orcs know which one is which and can keep it straight. So if you ask which one is cunning but brutal, it could be either one of them.
Yeah. So Gork and Mork are a thing. Now, with their ability to basically make things reality around them, how big and strong they are, the fact that they are super hard to kill. You're probably sitting there thinking, like, this seems deliberate. Like, someone made these guys this way.
Yeah.
And you'd be right. That would be the old ones. They made them to as one of two races to fight the Necrons.
Yep.
So, because while the Necrons were basically trying to kill the old ones in this thing called the War in Heaven, the old ones decided, let's make two races. We're going to make the Eldar, who are very fast, very lithe, and they're very good with technology. And then we're going to make the Quarks, which they're basically going to be able to turn anything they come across into a weapon.
Yeah.
All right.
Their weird psychic powers, like the whole universe works on the principle of if enough people believe it, it can manifest from the warp. But the orcs have a very special, particular version of this that defies all reason because orcs defy all reason. And like if you capture an orc flyer, like at one of their planes, a sensible technician will look at it and go, "There's no way this can get into the air. What the hell?"
Like, because 9 times out of 10, it doesn't have an engine.
Well, yeah, or it might have something that looks like an engine, but it's just like a propeller spinning around on a block of metal.
Yeah, and the reason why is because a lot of orcs believe that as long as the plane has wings, it can fly.
Right.
Orcs used to be smart as shit. Yeah, the Quarks used to be very intelligent.
Well, we talked about the Brain Boys earlier.
Yeah, so that was a thing. But here's the funny thing I learned recently. Do you know what happens if a plane gets shot down, Gamera?
It generally crashes.
No, I'm talking about like for the orcs.
Oh, they try to aim it into something that they can then go hit.
Yeah, well, they tried to headbutt it. There's the flying headbutt, which is essentially the orc pilot attempts to headbutt the target while flying a plane, forgetting that he's flying a plane.
Yeah, that is the joke. And yeah, they think very little about just crashing into something because that gets them closer to being able to hit it.
Now, there's a second thing that happens though when they crash. Say they crash and the wings fall off. Well, the orcs will finish ripping off the wings, attach wheels to it, and suddenly now it drives.
Yeah, that is worth noting. A lot of orc vehicles look like they could be, if they had wings, they'd be a plane, but they happen to have wheels, so it's like an orc roadster. The orc vehicle aesthetic is amazing. It's like all plates riveted together. You should bring up a few images of some of the orc vehicles when you get a chance, because honestly, they are super duper just fun.
Yeah, give me a second.
While you're doing that, I will mention that back in the olden days of the tabletop, when it was just Space Marines and orcs, they had started to come out with some really basic vehicle kits, and they were a small company, and of course couldn't expand everything all at once. So before orcs had really much of a vehicle selection to compete with the Space Marines, the orcs had a rule for looting Space Marine vehicles. So essentially you could buy a Space Marine tank and play it for your orcs using the logic that the orcs had stolen and repurposed it. And that rule has continued on in the game in some form or another for quite some time.
Let's see. I got a car. I got a truck.
Yeah. You should also show us Stompa.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, is a Stompa. It's not easy to find these things sometimes. Stompa. Oh, there we go. That's a good picture of a Stompa. I had to be more precise. Oh man, this page has all the vehicles.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll go with that. Give me a second. There we go. So we got one of the early vehicles. Alright. Then an orc war track.
Yeah, a lot of the early orcs also had kind of those World War I German helmets going on.
Give me a second, I gotta do Reaper Legend shout out. Then we got the little robots that start showing up, the trucks. There's the Stompa.
Ah, yes, the Stompa.
Yeah, all kinds of
Orkanaut or Morkanaut.
And there's an airplane.
Yeah.
So we had that. This is like one of their trucks.
Yeah.
It's an orc truck.
Actually, that is that's not an orc truck. That is, looks like Astra Militarum repurposing like a normal hauler vehicle, because that's an Imperial container, and those are... There you go. There's the orc drag buggy.
Drag buggy. Yeah, there's that. Oh, and then we got our first orc meme there, but we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, that's the orc Stompas. Oh my god. basically the aesthetic of orc vehicles is Mad Max.
Yeah, that's a lot of it right there. And even to this day, like, it used to be that a lot of kit bashing and customization was encouraged, and for some of the other factions that has been kind of tamped down. But with orcs, it's still very much like, if you want to do something cool, do it. Actually, a mutual friend of mine in Ruby's has a very fun themed orc army around like restaurant delivery. Ham jams grinders.
My friend in high school made Chaos Eldar. So Drakari.
Kind of. It's actually interesting that Wizen brings that up, though, because it's worth noting that orcs very seldom fall to chaos or the Tyrannid swarms. Like, Gene Stealers don't do too well infiltrating orcs, and the orcs don't seem to fall to chaos despite being objectively chaotic. Like, it's not never happened, but they seem unusually resistant.
Actually, I'm going to go with one story. This is a good segue into the one story involving chaos and the orcs that is by far and away just fucking hilarious. So there is, in order for a walk to happen, basically, orcs have to, like, one of the orcs have to have a vision from Gork and Mork, some both, whatever, and they get that fever pitch. Well, one orc led not a big wall, but a decently sized one, into the Eye of Terror, which is essentially a big fuck-off hole in the universe where that leads into the Chaos Realm.
Yeah, a rip between the material world and the immaterium.
Alright? He did this with his wall behind him, and Korn suddenly turns his head and goes, "What the fuck is all that noise?" And Korn notices all these orcs ripping through the immaterium, just causing havoc. And he's just like, I like these guys. And so he takes them and puts them in an arena and has them fight his demons. And because the orcs have such a great time, the demons have such a great time, Korn is having such a great time, it is a win-win-win situation. These orcs are literally fighting demons for eternity.
Yep.
Or the orcs are the only faction in Warhammer 40k that has canonically found heaven. Or at least their version of heaven.
Yeah.
Because they are just ecstatic.
I remember an anecdote that the orcs are one of the few species that actually enjoys warp travel in the setting, because you might get some fun visitors to fight.
It's travel and entertainment all at once. Let's go. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my god, it is wild. Like some of the shit they do. Now, orc ships, we'll get into the orc ships because this is weird shit. They tend to inhabit these things called Space Hulks. The best way to describe a Space Hulk is it's a mostly destroyed ship that happened to no-clip into other ships.
Yeah.
And so it's this big ball of what the fuck is this ships, and they tend to have either Tyranids or demons on them. So the orcs see this as it is entertainment while we travel and we keep fighting, getting stronger, and it's a way for us to space travel to get to the next planet. So they see this as an absolute win. Now, one of the biggest wars that involved going from planet to planet was the War of the Beast. You mentioned earlier a little bit.
Yes.
Now,
Wait, the War of the what?
The Beast.
Beast. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you said beast or bees.
You know, with orcs, you never know. It could be either.
This is basically right after the Horus heresy. So it's after the fall of Horus, the emperor on his throne. The beast attack. Or no, I'm sorry. There's the greenskins at Ulanor, and then I think the beast is the one after. Yes.
Yeah. Now, the common joke is we're not sure what's going on with the beast because the beast could be 6 different orcs, like that are equal in size and literally just sharing power for some reason, or it could be 6 orcs in a trench coat.
Yeah.
I think the person in a trench coat. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So the beast, like, his wall got so big and so insane that he had things called war moons. So picture, if you will, the Death Star, except put a big giant orc face on it and have it just careening through the universe, going faster than light using gravity. And every now and then, if an enemy ship is going to even remotely stop them, gravity waves will be whipped out at it and, like, crush it as it's flinging itself at another planet.
Yeah,
I love it.
The beast's Wa eventually grew so much that it threatened Earth, Holy Terra, I believe in the 32nd millennium, so not like immediately after the Horus Heresy, but basically they were still recovering from all that problem when this giant orc horde starts, barreling towards them.
Skulls for the
I
skulls!
believe that was one of the times that Vulcan died.
Yeah, it's one of the times that Vulcan died, unfortunately.
How many times has Vulcan died?
A lot.
We don't know. There is a little side bit of lore. Basically, certain beings in the universe are what are known as perpetuals, and if they are killed, except under very particular circumstances, they just come back. And Vulcan is a perpetual.
It's their way of basically making a main character capable of dying without permanently removing them from the story.
Yeah.
Without teasing they're coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly, the Emperor is also a perpetual, so if he ever actually fully died, he would theoretically come back. But
Yeah. So either way, so the Beast did his thing. Vulcan eventually fought him, kicked his ass, but in the process died and disappeared.
I believe there was like a massive, super nuclear explosion that took them out.
Something
Something like that.
Give Vulcan a moment, he'll get back up. Yeah, pretty much. But orcs are just crazy. Now, speaking of, remember the little fun color thing we were talking about earlier a little bit?
Yes, let's talk about orc superstitions regarding colors.
The first 2 I'm going to mention are because of... Yeah, he got better. He got better. The first 2 I'm going to mention are black and white. All right? Not the usual ones. And the reason why I'm going to mention that is because during pre-Horus Heresy, I want to say, Horus ended up getting in a fight with a bunch of orcs. And he just curb stomped them so hard. And the orcs were trying to figure out essentially why this happened. And their thought process became, well, he's wearing a lot of white and black. White makes you tough. That's why he won. Yeah, white, wearing a lot of white. God damn it.
Nicely timed.
Wearing a lot of white and black around orcs will make your armor work better. It makes you tougher. So there is that. Then there is...
you'll see a lot of black and white checkered patterns on orc designs as well.
He fought me and my mates, and we were dressed as orcs, and it was a goddamn Comic-Con, man. I will say then the next color that is one of my favorites to discuss is red. Red makes you go faster.
Yes, and I think in terms of the designers, lore behind this, it's the classic, a red sports car looks faster. Police are more likely to use their radar in a red sports car. They're more likely to assume that it's going fast. Red sports car, red is faster. It may also be a reference to Mobile Suit Gundam and Char Aznable, the Red Comet, where he has the custom red mobile suit that is 3 times faster than anyone else's.
Yeah. Either way, it still doesn't matter. It's still red makes you go faster. Now, here's the thing. the orc color scheme is a very much a chicken and the egg situation. We don't know which came first, because is the laws of the universe that red makes you go faster something that the orcs came up with and it just happened to spread to everyone else? Or was it a law of the universe that the orcs just happened to be in tune with and they just amplify it slightly?
Right, and it's not necessarily clear that this one is widespread. Now, as I've mentioned before, the Blood Angels do have a secret engine technology that is not shared with most of the rest of the Imperium that makes their red tanks go faster, but that may just be a coincidence.
That may be a coincidence. Or the White Scars have a lot of red stripes on their vehicles.
Sure.
So, once again, could be a coincidence. Could be, law of the universe or the orcs fucking with things. We don't know.
Yes.
So there is that. Dude, just paint yourself white and your armor white and red. Zoom. No. Here's the thing. I would paint my armor with a little bit of black. Alright? I want a little bit more toughness. But I'd coat it in red and blue. And I'm about to describe what happens with blue. Blue makes you lucky. Alright? Now, I'm not sure if this is a law of the universe, because it is what it is. But I
mean, Ultramarines.
Yeah, that was my thought too. It's like, I feel like the reason why orcs think blue is the luckiest color is because of the Ultramarines.
Yeah, could be.
They've run into these little bastards so many times and they've gone, how are they still alive? We crumped them and they still keep fucking doing shit.
Yeah, so blue is lucky. What was yellow again?
Yellow was either more energetic, more explodey, or more valuable.
Okay, yeah, because that's what the Bad Moons favor. The orcs have different sub clans, sort of like Space Marine chapters, though not nearly as divided. And they each kind of have their own iconography, and they have their flash gits, which are the big heavy weapon guys, and they have a lot of yellow, generally speaking, in their paint jobs.
Yeah.
And then, is it purple is stealthy?
Yes, purple is stealthy. Now, I do have memes for all of these colors, so give me a second.
Let's have the memes.
All right, so I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have every color because I couldn't find a good blue one.
Okay.
So forgive me there. But here's the purple one. If purple ain't the stealthy cover, how come you ain't ever see a purple orc? Yeah, that's why purple's a stealthy color. Have you ever seen a purple orc? No? That's why.
I mean, you can't really argue with their logic.
No, that's the fun thing about the orcs. You can't totally argue with their logic because everything doesn't fucking make sense. I think the best way to describe orc is the following phrase. Don't think, just accept.
Yeah.
Then here's the other purple one. If purple ain't the stealthy color, then why have you never seen a purple orc? Think, Hubie! Think!
Think!
There you go. The red ones go faster!
Oh, nice. It's that classic, I forget the name of the artist, but it's a rip on his style, and that looks pretty solid.
Tao uses technological advantage for building giant robots. Mechanicus literally praise gods for the creation of orcs. Orcs, red is speed! Yeah, we were talking about dakka earlier. Dakka. Self-consistent is what I like to call it. Yeah, they are very self-consistent. Stomp, 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 click, boom! Found another mine, boss! That is orcs so much. And that's why I love the orcs, because it's like, as you said earlier, they do not take themselves seriously, and it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that they do have a kind of economy. Their currency is teeth, or teeth.
Yep.
Hence
why yellow is worth something, because all their teeth are yellow.
Well, and you collect teeth from fallen foes, and if you want to buy something from another orc, you can pay them in teeth.
Yep.
What
else? Oh, they also have orcs have pets.
Yes, the squigs and squig hogs.
Yeah.
Shh. Bring up pictures, please.
Yes, I'll get a picture of a squig. Give me a second.
Um.
All right.
So yeah, I don't know if this species is also fungus. Maybe I should look that up right quick.
To my knowledge, yes. I believe
Okay.
squigs are fungus.
And I don't know if they're like an offshoot of they're the orc's primary food source. They do have different varieties bred for different specialties. They subsist on orc refuse. But they are the simplest known form of orcoid life, according to the Wikipedia. So yes, they're essentially a least variant of the orc fungal.
All right. So this is a squigoth. They use them much like we would use elephants, or like the elephants were used in Lord of the Rings. Like there's a bunch of orcs on their back, and they're just fucking going to town.
Yep.
All right. This is a squig. That is a bitey squig.
Yes.
Squigs come in multiple forms and shapes and jobs. And
yes. Some of them are used as guard dogs. Some of them are used as food. Some of them are used as ammunition.
Yeah, like this
there are
one.
guns that shoot squigs.
Give me a second. I just found the squig launcher. There it is. There you go. The squig launcher.
Yeah, he's grabbing a squig to load into the gun to launch at the enemies.
Yeah. Some are used as mounts, like squigs.
Yep.
Some squigs are bombs. They are self-propelled bombs.
I see a reference on the Wikipedia to a squig pipe, which is like a bagpipe made out of a squig.
Yep. They're musical instruments. What else is there? There's all kinds of crazy shit. There's a gas squig, which releases all kinds of toxic gas. Sometimes they're used as like an attack dog. Yeah, they're very all-purpose. Like, there's a bomb squid right there.
Ooh, what's that picture next to the bomb squig to the left that has a bunch of squigs? In the main search, yeah.
Bruh, yeah. They are crazy. Oh, here's a punk Storm Boy with his pet squig.
Yes, the Storm Boy. Oh, that's cute.
Storm Boys, by the way, they're flying troops, they're jetpack troops. They attach just a rocket to them, light it, and go flying until they hit their target.
Yeah.
Sometimes they explode on impact, sometimes they don't.
Either way, lots of fun.
Lots of fun. Yeah. Let's see. There's multicolored squigs.
You should also look up the red gobbo.
Yeah, I want to say. There's also that some squigs have been patterned after ultramarines.
Yeah, they gave them little pauldrons. That's cute.
Yeah, and that was done in order to make them lucky, apparently. Well, so a lucky squig. All right, you said the red gobbo?
Yeah.
All right.
Or red gobbo, like DA red gobbo.
The red gobbo. It's essentially evil Santa.
Oh, he's not evil. There's a Krampus one that is the black gobbo, who is like the evil one. Yeah, the red gobbo is actually good by orc standards.
Oh yeah, good by orc standards.
Actually, go back to that hammer and sickle one, because that relates to what I was going to say. Originally, the red gobbo was a communist goblin believing in the redistribution of teeth.
We didn't hear you. I heard her speak, but I couldn't make it out.
Yeah, I was just reacting to the communist, like,
Yeah.
I love it.
In more recent years, he has become essentially a generic Christmas time mascot for the orcs.
There's the Black Gobbo.
Oh, well, that's one miniature of the Black Gobbo, but he's getting a new one this year that hasn't been officially revealed yet.
Oh, that'll be great. I love it. Like, you understand why we love the orcs so much. It's just so fucking ridiculous. It is insanity. It's ridiculousness. Now, let us talk about the people that the orcs respect that aren't orcs.
And before we get into them, we probably want to talk about Gazgul Thraka a little bit.
Yeah. No, give me a second. I will actually get the right name because there's a full name to it. Gazgul.
Good luck spelling that.
I know I'm going to spell it wrong, and that's why I'm going to let it be close enough. So his full name is Gazgul Mag Thraka. Now, if you want to basically say that more correctly, just say Gazgul Margaret Thatcher.
Yes. he was nicknamed after Margaret Thatcher, the famously chilly and conservative Prime Minister of England during the origin of the game.
Yeah. And
yeah.
This is Gaz. Gaz is one of the biggest orcs.
Yes. He is the biggest, the meanest. He is considered the prophet of the Wa. And perhaps I will speak about that now.
Oh yeah, go down on that one, man.
We talked earlier about the orc pain boys, their medics. And early in Gazgul's career, he sustained great injury and was being worked on by a medic. I believe specifically Grotsnik, who is the only named medic. And classic, medical mistake. Grotsnik left some material in Gazgul's brain. And just like the sort of apocryphal people, the urban legends where you hear like someone's fillings lets them pick up radio stations, after the operation, Gazgul began hearing the voice of Gork and Mork. And so he became their prophet, the prophet of the Wa, and so far that's worked out for him. He is the most successful and most well-known orc commander of the 40th and 41st millennium, the modern era of the 40k timeline. He has had a couple of models over the years, but there are some absolute bangers that have come out recently.
I'm just pulling up something for later.
Oh yes, we need Yarrick. So, is that the first respected person you want to talk about?
No, I was going to talk about the Emperor, but I didn't feel like we needed a picture of the Emperor.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and you do the Emperor.
All right, because I know you know Yarrick better than me.
Sure.
All right. So the first person that the orcs respect that is not an orc is the Emperor. They see him as the strongest human. And it is possible that there is the very real possibility that the only reason why the Emperor is still alive is because the orcs will it so. Because they really, really, really want their really good fight with him again.
Yeah, I mean, there are, of course, a lot of humans whose psychic energy bolsters the Emperor as well.
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's definitely being questioned.
Yeah.
So the Emperor has curb stomped the orcs on multiple occasions. Same thing with Horus. And there's another Primarch that is currently got the orcs' attention. But once you're done with Yarrick, I will get into that one.
Oh, yes, because of certain circumstances.
All right.
So
have at it with Yarrick.
Yeah, Commissar Yarrick. Commissar Yarrick is a human. Yep. He is a human of the Imperial Guard. Commissar title means that he is one of the specially trained morale officers of the Imperial Guard. Basically, the Commissar's job is if any Imperial Guardsman decides to turn tail and run, the Commissar is there to shoot him in the head to discourage any others from doing the same thing. Commissar Yarrick was stationed on the Hive World, and a Hive World basically means it's primarily a population center. They have these large egg-shaped mega cities that have like millions and millions and millions of people crammed into small spaces. But it was the Hive World of Armageddon, which you can tell from the name is going to have a fun time. The orc hordes under Thraka came to Armageddon and laid siege to one of its hives, Hades Hive specifically, where basically Yarrick led a spirited extended defense of the city until Space Marine relief forces could arrive to relieve the pressure. And the orcs were driven off of Armageddon. But they had so much fun, they decided to come back. Now, Yarrick did not emerge from this fight unscathed. He lost an eye, which was later replaced with a bionic that had a built-in laser weapon. One of his nicknames is Old Bale Eye, because he could kill you just by looking at you, literally. But the other thing that is sort of noteworthy from that fight is that Yarrick lost an arm. Now, bionics are a thing in the Imperium. He could have had his arm replaced by like a normal bionic arm, even one with a built-in power fist, which is kind of a force field enhanced fist weapon. But that wasn't what Yarrick wanted to do, because Yarrick had defeated an orc war boss, not Thraka, but one of the lesser ones, and had its power claw, which is the orc equivalent of a power fist, ripped from its body and surgically grafted to his own arm, reasoning that if the orcs saw him with it, it would strike terror into their hearts. And he was wrong, but not as wrong as you might think, because basically what the orcs decided was that Yarrick very much was a fun person to fight and very strong, and eventually they decided that he could not be killed. So Yarrick essentially became, it's not really a boogeyman because they're not afraid of him, but kind of this celebrity figure amongst the orcs, like, oh yeah, that Humie's great, we want to fight him, but they believed he could not die. And in the game, like the tabletop rules, Yarrick had a rule that if he was ever destroyed, you would roll a die, and I believe it was on a 2-up or a 3-up on a 6-sided die, he would just get back up the next turn.
Yeah, now, there's a little bit more to that orc story than that, I will say that, because the orcs also believe that if you ever met Yarrick, you would die. Like, apparently.
I mean, they did believe that he could kill with a look, yeah.
Yeah. So, you mentioned the laser eye, I believe, already.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So, I'm just going over what you did because I don't want to repeat things because my brain is like, The
orcs did come back to Armageddon for a second and third try, and on one of those, I forget if it was the second or the third, Thraka actually captured Yarrick and basically said, you can go, because he wanted to fight him again.
Yeah, so along the lines of, good enemies are hard to find. Get going, you little scamp.
Yeah. So they respect Yarrick, they kind of revere Yarrick, they fear him on some level, but I mean, orc doesn't really fear death, but they know him to be a formidable opponent. And Thraka in particular was quite fond of Yarrick. And I'm using the past tense now because in very recent changes to the lore, as in the change from 9th edition to 10th edition, which just happened in the last year, it was announced that according to official Imperial records, Yarrick has been marked killed in action.
Yeah. Now, mind you, a lot of the time how Yarrick got to kill all these orcs and made the, got that belief, made the orcs believe that, meeting him was God probably kill you, more than likely, is so many orcs were stunned at how small Yarrick was. Comparison.
Yeah. This little guy?
This little guy, he's killed so many orcs! Why is he so small? Because the orcs fully believe that the entire universe operates on their rules.
Yeah, so it is unusual for someone so small to give them so much trouble. And you can just look at that Yarick picture and see how big that power claw is. Like, that should be really unwieldy. That's got to weigh, like, at least half of his body weight.
And yet he wields it around just fine.
Yeah.
Like, no problems there. Now, he most recently, like we just mentioned, got killed.
Yes.
In particular, in the newest book, Angron had a skull, a human skull, that had the little eye thing that Yarick usually wore, and it looked an awful lot like Yarick. And so, a lot of people believe that Angron killed Yarick, including Gazkul and all the orcs. So now, Gazkul has decided to stop the wall he was in the middle of already, turn it towards Angron, and all the orcs are going straight batshit crazy towards Angron.
Now, in the official lore, it is not clear under what circumstances Yarick died, but because of the model feature that Ruby alluded to, it is believed by the fans and many that it was, some operation trying to deal with Angron and his manifestation into the prime material plane. But the announcement of Yarick's death was basically just the circumstances of his death were classified. So he could have keeled over from old age because he was literally more than 100 years old by this time in the story. Possibly, died in battle against some other thing, but he may well have been trying to fight Angron. We just don't know.
Yeah. Nobody knows, nobody's sure, but the fact that enough orcs believe that it's the case, has just taken their whole orcish wall and just gone, we're going to go fight him.
Yeah.
Because Gaz is pissed. Because Gaz was always of the mindset that no one can kill Yarick but me.
And he didn't even want to. He just wanted to fight him over and over again.
Yeah. But it's almost like he just took away Gaz's favorite toy. And now Gaz is pissed.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck this man. He just took away my favorite toy. I'm killing him right now.
I think we mentioned in last week's stream the idea of an orc war boss who accidentally traveled in time, beating up his past self so he could get a second copy of his favorite gun. So yeah, orcs will go to very silly lengths to, get the things that they want.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one that killed himself in the past, he didn't die or fade out of existence like a Marty McFly style, but his Wa died.
I don't know that he killed himself in the past. I don't remember reading that. I just remembered that he defeated himself in the past. Did he actually kill himself in the past?
Apparently, he killed himself in the past. That's what I've found so far in my research.
Okay.
That he did kill himself in the past, and because he killed himself in the past, the Wa it got diffused and kind of went bad from there.
Here it is. Warlord Grizguts led a Wa into the Morlock system using warp travel. They unwittingly traveled back in time and emerged back in the Materium shortly before they left. A noted kleptomaniac, Grizguts killed his earlier self so he could have his favorite gun as a spare. However, the resulting confusion caused by this turn of events threw his Wa into disarray. This is a reference from the 4th edition Codex Orcs.
Okay, cool. See, I was watching a lot of videos today.
Yeah.
And just listening to them, talk about the orcs to, double check all the information I know about orcs. Mm-hmm. So it's like, orcs. Wah! Oh, no. I just did that at Naja. She's walking past me.
I'm up to 760 killed Shmoo tonight. Sword still has not dropped.
Oh.
I'm going to go have a cigarette. And
let's take
let's
bets
take
and
bets
chat
and
on
chat
that.
on
Not
that.
literal
Not literal
bets.
bets.
I am not
I am
going to
not
do any
going to
betting
do
on that
betting.
one. Exactly how
Exactly
many
how
I'm
many I'm
going to
going
have
to
to
have to
kill
kill
to get my
to get
sword.
my sword.
All right, give me a second. Let me do Bal real quick. All right, I have 88,000 coins. All right. Place your bets on how many more of these, what are they called, shumis or whatever they're called? Schwoops? Schmooze. That Naja has to kill in Castlevania Symphony of the Night to get the item she's going for.
Does it count if she gets the item but manages to get knocked out of the room? Are we just counting until the next drop?
No, and counting until she gets it.
Okay.
All right.
I've actually perfected my technique.
That should not
That
be a
should not be
problem
a
tonight.
problem tonight.
All right. I will say this: whoever is the closest, all right, you will guess a number. Price is Right rules 6. All right. So Wizen says 6.
6 more?
All right.
Only 6 more. God, I hope that's right.
It's Price is Right rules. So if you go,
I go over your...
okay, Wizen, you may want to rephrase that because I'm about to state the rules right now. Whoever is the closest wins.
Okay, so you can go over.
You can go over.
All right, so I am going to say 90.
All right, so Gamera says 90.
Okay.
Wizen says 30. Ulster's Inquisition says 12.
I love the optimism.
I love the optimism. I love it. All right. So, hey, Bab, how you doing? Oh my God. So Naja, here's some questions. Do you have any questions right now about the orcs before we continue?
I'm not really enjoying this. And for the record, I'm going to go on record and say I'm going to have to kill 240 more, which will put me at 1,000.
Okay.
So at least 240 more?
Staking her claim on 240.
Oh, Naja's saying 240. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
240, okay. Game looks cool. What is it? This is Rimworld, Bab. If you do exclamation point purchase list, there you go. There's the link of the interaction you guys can do with the game so that you can add things, so forth. I actually think recently I changed the rules on the store for events. Was it pawn? No, it wasn't events. Is it spawn? I know there's something in here. What is it? Commands, maybe? No, that's not it. Abandoned pawn, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's under items. Human. That's human meat, human was. I thought it was pawn. Maybe not. I know I fixed pawn recently. I think it's on race. Yeah, there it is. So I did fix the pawns recently, and it looks like they went back. Okay, so let me fix this again. Droids are going to be 500. Battle droids are going to be 1,000. Humans are going to be 1,500. If I could type today. And androids are going to be 2,000. Alright? So by spending that many coins, you can add yourself to the colony. Androids are honestly the strongest. But androids are kind of the weakest. And we, by the way, are a vampire colony, so I do have a vampire. They're called the Sanguiphage. Wizen has 12,000. Oh, boy. I'll definitely check it out. Okay, no problem. It's definitely worthwhile.
Oh, man. I am reading up on Grotznick's Wikipedia, or not Wikipedia, but the Warhammer Wiki entry.
Welcome, traveler.
Woo! I had forgotten some of this.
Alright, so Babs, welcome to the tavern. Grab yourself a mug of ale. Pull up a chair. Grab yourself a mug of ale. Pull up a chair. Have fun, and don't fireball my goddamn tavern. Why? Oh. Why is the item Android cannot be bought? Maybe it's a different... I don't know. What is the command for races? I'm trying to remember what it was. There's a command for it. See, this is where the fun shit happens because I'm sitting here going, how do I do this again? Pawn. There's pawn. Alright, so why doesn't it let you buy a pawn? Android. Nope, not showing up there. I don't know why that's not working. Maybe because I don't have the tech unlocked yet for androids.
Could be.
I feel like that's fair. Because I have just the droid. I just have the worker droids tech unlocked. I don't have battle droids or androids unlocked yet. So if you want to add yourself, Wizen, you can always do Humi. Oh, my poor fridge is getting full. Oh, I'm already in. No, you're not. I had to start a new colony, Wizen. You were in the old colony. See, there we go. Viewer joins. Let's see what we got here. Alright, let me fix your schedule. University of Anachronism is your religion. I'm going to have to fix that. Let's see. You're good at medical. You're good at mining. You're good with animals. And you're good at shooting. Okay, so let me give you a good weapon. So a musket is my best ranged weapon. We'll have that on you. And then you can't firefight. So we'll put you in charge of medicine. Go for that. Some fishing. And I don't need any more animal handlers. So that's okay. So you'll either mine or medical. There you go. And I gotta make you a bed. Now assigned to constructing. What's your constructing? Okay. I can do that. So that way I can just tell you. Like, prioritize making your own bed, please. As everybody else is asleep right now. There we go. And that goes to Wizen. Psychite. I got some Psychite tea. Oh boy. It's time to start tripping balls. Alright. Alright, so what did you find out there, Gamera?
Oh, I was reviewing Grotznick's entry on the Warhammer 40k wiki, and I had forgotten some stuff. One thing is that orc docs operate with chain scalpels. We've talked about chain swords, but apparently they have chain scalpels, which is just perfect. But his history with Thraka, it's laid out here. One fateful day, an orc boy named Gosgul Thraka, this was before he was even a boss, he was just an orc boy, entered his Grotznick's operating room, holding his brain in place with his hands. Grotznick saw a great opportunity to make quote-unquote improvements and quickly set to work. Several hours later, Gosgul left his operating room with an adamantium skull. It is disputed amongst Imperial historians whether the surgery triggered Gosgul's latent psychic powers, or whether Gosgul was just an unusually delusional orc, but within a solar week of claiming to be able to communicate with the orc gods Gork and Mork after his surgery, he had become the Grand Warlord of the Wa. So 1 week after this surgery, and he is the orc. Grotsnik became very popular because of this. A lot of other knobs wanted the Gosgol special, the adamantium skull. Apparently, Grotsnik implanted many of them with bomb devices that he could set off if any of them ever went against him. But then the orcs caught on to the scheme and basically beat the shit out of him and left him for dead. And then his Gretchen nurses brought his broken body back to the operating room and began to operate on him, trying to revive him. During the night, one grot vomited into his open head, and later a spider crawled inside his head, and he died several times that night, but was brought back to life with an inventive use of a grot prod, essentially a shock stick, by his Gretchen. When he awoke, he was utterly insane. So these days, he is more of a active sadist going into melee combat, and he also likes to claim orcish body parts to replace his own. And he's not really that good at the medical part, except when he's called upon to work on Gosgol, which apparently brings some sort of lucidity for him. It's just, wow.
What the hell?
Grotsnik is amazing. Yeah, so...
Oh, I need components. I've noticed that's what I'm running short on. Again, that's a big problem in this game. It's always you run low on components or steel. It's one or the other. And I have the guys who can make components, so I just guess they're just not doing it right now.
Yeah, they might have other jobs to do.
Hey, Faye! Faye Dorian is here. Welcome to the orc lesson. Yumi!
Yes. Orc.
We going to Crumpin'.
What else can we talk about orcs? There's strange technology. We've covered their squigs. They have a number of named characters from various tribes.
I just thought of something. Give me
Okay.
We didn't talk about the tribes.
We have not.
Yeah, so give me a second. Orc tribes.
Clans. They're called clans.
Orc clans. Okay. So we have the God damn it, I accidentally did. We have the Goths, the Evil Sons, the Bad Moons, the Snake Bites, the Blood Axes, and the Death Skulls.
And then you have the subcultures that exist across clan boundaries, like the Cult of Speed and the Freebooters. Freebooters are pirate orcs. They talk like Cockney pirates.
Yeah, Cockney pirates. They have hats on constantly, peg legs, the whole fucking 9 yards. It is great. Like, if I'm gonna play orcs, I'm totally playing Freebooters.
Yeah, I mean, well, freebooters would be a part of your force. You'd also probably have a full tribe.
We got Squidgy now. What is Squidgy? A mafia boss. Oh.
I guess he made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
Apparently, and he got a match. He spawned with a magic class. Squidgy is a cleric.
A cleric mafia boss.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, if you do buy prisoner, you're turning yourself into a prisoner. I would not recommend that. As my prisoners tend to be used as blood bags. Oh my god.
This is a Smurfy count.
So Goths are like the biggest, strongest orcs. Why?
Yeah, they're the orc equivalent of the Ultramarines.
Why can't you buy a droid? That doesn't make sense. I have droids. I think that mod is just bugged for that.
Very likely.
And JDM just basically tortured me. Alright, Squidgy, what we got here? At least he's the right religion. Alright, so training's the same. Do you have anything that you're good at? You like shooting and melee. And that's it. Oh, wow. Alright, you know what? I'll just make you a farmer while you're also a shooter. Did I hear busty goths? No. The goths, which are Goffs, are the biggest, strongest orcs. They are they're the big, heavy dudes. So I will say that. The evil sons are the speed freaks, I want to say.
No, speed freaks are the cult of speed down there, but the evil sons do have an affinity for goes fast. They do have a primarily red color scheme.
All right, so Inquisition said I should be playing something called Siberia 1. All right, and that will be on January 24th. I will see if I can't find the game by then. If I can't, we'll work something out. You'll pick a different game. Buy Luciferium. The Luciferium didn't spawn. That's weird. Oh, he didn't have enough coins.
No, he didn't.
Thank the gods, because that drug is horrifying. Because you can get really addicted to it in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't feed your addiction to that particular drug, your person goes into a coma and dies.
Okay.
The upside of the drug is it makes you completely immune to disease.
Huh.
I don't know why it says that. That's weird. Let me check.
If they're 200 each, you wouldn't be able to afford 100 of them. That'd be 20,000. Is there like a discounted play? Because
let me see. Luciferium is 117 each.
yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So I don't think the list has entirely the right price. Which is weird. Right, math is hard. I don't know why it's not letting you guys do that, though. I don't want mini-fiable. Coins, no. Cooldowns, karmas, add-ons, Twitch trinkets. I'm trying to see what's going on.
I think you need a quantity there, Squidgy.
Yeah.
Like, do 5 or something. I see. The game is paused, therefore we cannot.
Yeah, we cannot.
engage.
I was trying to figure out. Yeah, see, it sends 1 Luciferium. Oh boy, hopefully no one takes it. Because that will kill somebody.
Mm.
I'm gonna
The
put
first one's free.
Yeah, the first one's free. Don't die.
So you were talking about the Evil Sons.
Yeah, the evil sons, they got their thing. The bad moons are the rich ones.
Yeah. Lots of freebooters in the Bad Moons.
Yep. I know blood axes are also very aggressive and big and hit hard. Snake bites are the sneaky ones, I want to say.
Yeah, the kind of like hunter, sneaky guys.
Yeah.
Lots of commandos and stealth.
Oh yeah. Alright, so now I got everything here except for these 2 right here. Because now that we have mushrooms, my people will be happier because they want to eat mushrooms. A group of mega spiders join. What? I have a pet mega spider? What the fuck?
Cool.
Okay. Hopefully it's decently fed. Oh man. Alright. we got cultivation. We need arcane facilities. Alright. We're increasing our freezer size. So that way we can store more food. Then the next thing I'll be doing is building the temple facility. Hi. What is it? What?
I have to scrub the tub tomorrow.
Really?
I was soaking and had this cramp, so I sat up to rub my belly, thinking it was just not happy with the food.
Oh man, that sucks.
I'm not happy.
I figured.
I'm going to go lay down on a playroom.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm going to kill something.
Alright. Magicite refinement, because we're going to start giving people magic here in a bit. Because that'll be fun. What's my balance? 3 TP.
Update. I have officially reached 1,000 and still no sword.
Oh,
Oh no.
I guess that means you win the bet, though.
Yep.
I guess so.
I believe it's give coins and not. Oh, she's not in the chat. I'll have to give them to her later.
Yep.
She'll get the chat. Cargo pods. What do we get from the cargo pods? What do we get? Looks like meals. Okay, some food.
What's that smell? I don't know.
Alright. Hi, child. You should go to bed. Mwah. Love you. Huh? Angry? Ask mommy, not me. I'm busy. Other than that, I don't know anything really about the Death Skulls. I haven't come across them too often.
Let's see. Death Skull.
Yeah. I mean, there is the Cult of Speed, which...
Cult of Speed is the subculture that are the Speed Freaks. They are represented in all the Orc clans, but the Evil Sons have the most of them.
Yeah, they really like going fast.
The Death Skulls are an Orc clan that has an unsavory reputation among their fellow Orcs as looters, scavengers, borrowers, and scroungers. So basically the Blood Ravens of the Orcs.
How does that make you feel, huh? Hippity hoppity, where the fuck is my property?
Yeah. Anything that might come in handy later is put aside and kept in one or more hidey holes.
Yep. I love you, Rose. Go away. Stop hitting me.
Oi, what's this then? Oh, pack of Yumi shooters just lying here in the dust with no one using them. That's a shame, that is. Here, help me move these bodies so we can give these shooters a proper home.
Yep. Oi!
Alright, so they're the looters and plunderers. They have a blue color scheme.
That makes sense. I mean, they like to be lucky.
The Blood Axes are the stealthy clan. They are often hired out as mercenaries.
Oh, no.
Even to other races, like the rogue traders have hired them, like the Terrans have hired the Blood Axes. They trade openly with Imperial worlds, they parlay with foes, and they will even consider retreating from battle if faced with insurmountable odds. So they're held by other Orc clans to be a bunch of untrustworthy gits. That's the Blood Axes.
Why am I not shocked?
Perhaps once intended to make them natural leaders, these qualities have instead earned them a reputation amongst other Orcs as little more than treacherous dogs. They favor green and drab colors. They specialize in camouflage and stealth.
Yeah. So, Nadja, what do you think of the Orcs? We can't hear you.
No, I was telling you to hold on a sec because I wanted to get to a nice round number before us, so I could add it to my counter.
Okay.
I'm up to 1,060. I freaking love the orcs. Like, for real. I think they're so fun. Um, and when you play a lot of role-playing games that are so serious, and they take themselves so seriously, it's actually really refreshing to see something so funny. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. In tabletop, by the way, orcs are the best way to describe them is random number Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah.
Most factions hit on a 4 or 5 or 6. Some of the ones who are not really great at shooting, like orcs, for instance, hit on some of their
5s and 6s
5s
usually.
and 6s. Yeah, and those who are good at shooting will hit on like 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like the Custodes.
Yeah.
Orcs only hit on a 5 or a 6, but anytime they roll a 6, they get to roll an additional die.
That is what their rules were last edition. Yes.
Yeah, last edition. Did they get rid of that?
I believe so. Yes.
That is so shitty.
With 10th edition, they've collapsed and streamlined a lot of rules. Like the Space Marine individual chapters don't have their own bespoke rules anymore. So yeah, a lot of this stuff got condensed. I'd have to look and see what the current orc rule is. Give me just a second and I will tell you, because I've got the index downloaded.
That would be so sad if they...
It was very flavorful, but it was a lot of extra dice rolling, and like I said, they wanted to condense things down. Alright, so let's see. We've got the Orc Index version 3. Alright, so the Orc's current army rule for 10th edition is Wa. If your orc army faction is orcs, then then once per battle at the start of the battle round, you can call a Wa. If you do, until the start of the next battle round, orc units from your army can declare a charge even if they've advanced. They add 1 to strength and attacks characteristics of melee weapons equipped by orc models from your army. And all orc models in your army get a 5+ invulnerable save. So that is the basic rule that all orcs would have. Now, each faction, in addition to having an overarching faction rule, will have a detachment rule. And as they get their codexes, they'll have multiple detachment options. But from the reboot of the editions, orcs currently only have one option as a detachment, which is the Wa tribe. And the special rule for that is get stuck in. Melee weapons equipped by orc models from your army have the sustained hits 1 ability, which means when you roll a 6 to hit, you get an extra free hit automatically on melee.
Okay, so sort of still works the same, but just only in melee.
Kind of, yeah. Very similar. You've got lots of specific stratagems and upgrades and things that I could get into, but yeah, if I roll a 6, I get an extra hit, and shooting does not happen anymore.
That's sad.
Orcs very much favor melee, though they do have, of course, a lot of interesting shooting weapons.
Yeah, this is true. Alright, so, with that being said, Naja, what would you like to replace the orcs with on the vote for next week? Because right now we have Tyranids, Eldar, Dark Eldar, and Necrons.
Hey, who were the little robot people?
The Necrons?
Those were the Necrons? Okay, never mind.
There's... I could give you, like, a quick list of, like, possible factions, so give me a second. And see if any of them, suit your fancy. We covered orcs. We could cover the Space Marines a little bit, if you want, like, go over them in better detail. the Imperial Knights, the Sisters of Battle.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, so the Sisters of Battle.
I remember hearing a couple things about them. I actually want to hear more about them.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, that's a great choice. Oh no. So, if you guys join my Discord, let me to exclamation point Discord. There you go. Joining the Discord, you get to vote, and that's where the primary amount of voting goes on. Occasionally I put it on my Twitter, but it doesn't seem like I'm getting many people voting there. So I might just stick with the Discord on that case. So let your voice be heard, because, you know, voting is the way that the machine god hears us. This will eventually be uploaded to YouTube. When it does get uploaded to YouTube, those of you who are watching from YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. That it helps. All right. As well as comment, because once again, if you do all 4 of those things, that's how the machine algorithm notices us.
Hi, future YouTube.
Machine Senpai, notice me.
Yeah, essentially. So there is that. If you haven't joined my YouTube, please do so, because that's where I upload all of my content. You know, so if you came in late, or you want to go back and watch some, or just listen, that's fine too. Is if you just want to keep it up on like your headset while you're like doing dishes or something, cool, I'll take it. Just my goal with YouTube is, let me see how many subscribers I have right now, because I could tell you how many. It's not many. 68. I have 68 subscribers. So my goal is to reach 100, preferably before the end of the year. That's kind of my goal, is to reach 100. I feel like that is a capable goal, because I just need, let's see, 32 more subscribers between now and the end of the year. All right. So there is that. Let's see. I'm gonna keep playing this, because I know this is gonna be fun and people are enjoying it.
Okay.
Because we still got 20 minutes ish.
Yeah.
But while
I was going to say, the only thing I was going to mention is, do we want to do the wheel to fill a little time, or did you want to focus on the game?
I think I'll focus on the game a bit, because like I don't feel like we have enough time to bring down any major topic.
Okay.
At least that's my thought process.
Sure.
Let me see what the picker wheel has, though. Picker wheel. Please tell me you didn't lose all of our choices, because I'll be very annoyed if we did. No, it's still there. Which reminds me, I have to add something to it, which is world building.
Oh yes.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me go here, go to here. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Squidgy is trying to get my people drunk. So, let's see what we got here. Well, if it's a topic that will take longer than 20 minutes, we'll say no. Spun the wheel a little hard.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can do this one. Best character scene played. That I think we can cover in 20 minutes.
Okay.
So, Gamera, what is the character you believe you've seen the best played?
I think we have rolled this before, and I talked about one in particular, my friend Kurt's character Drogo, who was just designed to be the ultimate henchman and was just terribly funny. But there are other really good characters that I have seen played from time to time. Trying to think of some great examples in particular. I have really enjoyed... I had a friend named Paul, who I went to high school with and college with for a while, and I don't normally allow this, but I allowed Paul to bring in a character who was going to betray the party. And the party did not know about it, but his character, Bex, was secretly an assassin. And it wasn't one of these things where, okay, he's going to kill them all, or, make something completely unwinnable, but he was just planted with the party to essentially put a twist in the story at just the right time. And he played that character very well, and to his credit, once the turn was revealed, Bex is a traitor, and, he's obviously not with the party anymore, then his replacement character was accepted by the party because he played well, and they understood it wasn't the player being a dick, it was just like a plot point. So I really appreciated his ability to kind of, walk that line without becoming a jerk about it. And I think that takes a good amount of focus and skill.
And it's also understanding from the other players too.
Yeah. So yeah, Bex was great from a meta perspective. It's not necessarily that he was a memorable character in terms of role playing. It's just that the character, the player played the character very well to work with the party up until the point where he, wasn't working with the party.
Ms. Icy Rude Girl, welcome. The Unbreakable Bond. I think that's Naruto and Sasuke. And AP is here! Yay!
Hello, AP.
Alright, who do I also have? Squidgy cannot craft. Machining. A 2. And of course she fireballs the tavern. Tavern's on fire. You know what? I'm going to turn you to 3 on that. And have you start making things that aren't crafting. Because I already have a builder. I have several, in fact. I have Wes, who's a builder. I'm going to make them the primary builder. Everybody else is going to be a secondary builder. Because I need me someone making the damn components. Because I need components for the multi-analyzer and the ANAC. And I have the child, Steroid, apparently is his name, making all of the stone blocks.
Oh, you know what? I should also give another character shout out I just thought of while you're thinking about who you might mention. Years ago, I ran a campaign that in concept was basically Pacific Rim meets Power Rangers, if I were to boil it down. And basically you had it's sort of apocalypse has happened, strange monsters are showing up out of rifts. Or not just monsters, strange things are showing up out of rifts. Actually, the Rifts RPG was a big inspiration too. These rifts connect to random other parallel worlds. And the player characters were part of the defense force put together to respond to these threats. And essentially they were a Sentai team. They had color-coded outfits, they had giant robots they piloted. And my friend Eric wanted to create a character who was from one of the parallel worlds and essentially had just acclimated to this Earth. And his character was inspired by Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh no.
And so he went into this, and there was a fight that they were having with some big monster, and his robot got knocked down and temporarily disabled, and he actually got out of the cockpit and started going hand to hand doing like energy blasts and shit. And his character was actually powerful enough that with good rolls that could be at least partially effective. So yeah, just picture Vegeta in a giant robot and then like getting knocked down and being like, fuck it, I'm getting out of this cockpit, I'm gonna fight that thing. It was a great moment. Really enjoyed that.
Oh my god. For me, I'm gonna say. Let me think. God, because there's several good options. Like, you had a good character in the WAD game.
Yeah, he was fun.
That was a fun one. Mike's character that successfully woke up a dark necromantic god. That was entertaining.
I have it now.
Oh?
1,158.
1,158.
Jeez.
That is how many it took. But I have my sword.
Excellent.
Yay!
Now, here's the question, Nadja. Are you the sort of crazy completionist who will patiently try to get a second one?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm going to 200.6% the castles, but that's it.
Yeah, see, I'm the kind of crazy person who wants to get a second copy. That way I can have a full inventory even when I'm carrying the one in my hand. So I can still have all the slots, because Symphony of the Night has a fixed number of slots based on the maximum number of items you can have. And it's aesthetically pleasing to me if all of them are filled.
See, I cannot bring myself to do that, and I'm still sitting here going, I don't want to farm the money, and I don't want to do the money glitch, but that duplicator is sitting in the library.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much. What is it, like 500,000 or something like that?
I thought it was 250. I thought 250,000, but
I'm gonna look it up. I'm not gonna teleport to. Well, I'm in the inverse library right now, but I can't go to the library in here. Duplicator.
Oh no, here we
Let's
go.
see here.
oh yeah,
500,000 gold.
500,000. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's a lot of little dudes.
And to put it in perspective, I have 111,200. No, wait, I totally lied about that. I'm sorry. 25,022 gold.
Hmm.
And I'm
Most of the way through the game. So yeah, no. And there's no quick way to farm it unless you do the glitch, and I don't want to try it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how I farmed money. I think I used high luck and the jewel sword to farm gems. The hell is going on there? You got like a little hex sign firing lasers at somebody?
Yeah, that's the magic turret that I put down. Now I have to fight a whole army of robots.
Okay.
So, because these guys went with the Big Mech raid, which is problematic.
Yeah, if I'd been paying attention, I would have voted for a small raid for you, but I wasn't.
Yeah. It's okay, I'll survive, hopefully.
Where did you get that one? Where did you get it?
Good luck.
Your plate?
Yep. Hi. Ow, Sly took a hit.
Meow.
Sly. Jump in. Phase strike. Upheaval. There we go. And then I need Squidgy. Fast heal on him.
Is magic new to this game? I don't remember ever seeing you use it before.
This is a new mod, yes.
Okay.
It is not frequent, but it does exist.
Will you at least get on the floor and go eat it at the table?
All right.
Will you at least get on the floor and go eat it at the table?
You go over there. Alright, you go over there. I'm probably going to lose a person or two, but that's okay. So I don't have a choice in the matter. Alright, where's Squidgy? Squidgy, get over here. Alright. Squidgy has gotten a new magic skill. Okay. Natural wounds. I'll go with one of each, because I'm going to be using that heal a lot. How are you doing? Okay, so you're in no immediate danger. You went down, so I got to fix you right now. Here he goes. Alright, he's got his gun. Get back in there. Alright, you got... Oh, Nanami's gone down. God damn it. Alright. Oh, so many people are going down. Squidgy is getting lots of work in. Uh-oh.
How many more robots you got to deal with?
A few more. I have a problem, though. Squidgy is out of magic. Alright. So nobody else can go down. Don't do it. Alright, you guys over there. Squidgy, go rescue that person. Oh man, this is craziness. How are you guys doing? Oh, you're bleeding out in 21 hours. You need to go rest. You're bleeding out in 12 hours. You need to go rest. Let me select him and do phase strike. Boom. Up. Oh, the rat got hit. Alright. Looks like all of them are gone. Good. Let's release them. Oh my god, that was nuts. Hopefully I don't lose anybody. Uh-oh. Game stopping for a second. I don't like that. Game. Oh, no. Please don't freeze. Oh, it's a bulk goods trade. You could have arrived earlier. Squidgy. Okay, so we got bulk goods trader coming.
Okay.
Alright.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah?
When you get a second, come over here so you can see why. Or at least turn so you can see why.
Okay. We'll do here in a bit. I gotta engage in trade, though, with this person because I definitely want some of their bulk goods. Hopefully they have components.
Yeah. We're only about 5 minutes from 9 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, let me see who we're going to raid. Alright, who do we got? We got Melissa in Denial doing Lego Indiana Jones. We got Grumblebean doing... I'll leave that at normal speed. Let's see. Grumblebean's doing Stardew Valley. Runner is doing Super Mario RPG. Let's Be Frank is doing Lethal Company. We got some Dead by Daylight. A lot of Lethal Company. Jeez, gods. Let's see. Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy VI. What we rated them yesterday. Knights of the Old Republic. For a 24-hour stream. A lot of good options here. Some Warframe. I think, you know what, I'll go with Melissa in Denial. I know I rate her a lot, but, like, she's doing Lego Indiana Jones. I'll be with you in a minute, buddy. You gotta chill, my dude. I'm almost done. Alright, let's see what you got here. Anything useful that I could use? No. Don't need cloth, don't need patch leather. Don't need herbal medicine, don't need that. Don't need dyes. Don't need unrefined magicite.
What?
Excuse me.
Wood. Yeah, I could use wood, I guess. And that's it. You don't have any goddamn components. That is disappointing.
See what Mommy was working so hard for?
Alright, so let us sell our oldest Muffalo. And all the yaks are zeros.
They'll only bring out my my demon, or my fairy, or my sword.
I have a few stallions and mares. Jesus Christ. I will go with one of my stallions. Because I have quite a few. So I have a foal, it's a female. I still have a stallion. Yeah, I got 2 stallions. That's good enough. I got rice. Dear God, I could probably do like 1,000 rice. Nope. 750. 775. No. 800. 900. Nope. 850. See, that's the downside. You have to like sit there and do like a little bit of trial and error to find out like what the right amount is. Okay. Boom. You and you get picked up. Alright, mass pick up those guys. Because I can destroy the little guys and turn them into things. And I lost 2 of my cloth fish nets. God damn it. That goes there. There. Alright, there we go. We'll rebuild those. Alright. Save. Alright, so we're going to be rating Melissa in Denial. Because she's in denial in more ways than one. If you are one of my followers, please use the following raid message.
Hang on, I gotta say something.
If you are one of my subscribers, please use the following raid message.
Can you wait?
Apparently, Nadja has something to say.
Hang on, I gotta get back in there.
She's got to come back in. She's like, wait. And I'm like, okay.
You're not gonna
I
believe
can't believe this. I
Okay.
was just testing out my Christopher fine.
Of
Of course, I'm still in the reverse library. I got another one.
Nice.
I'm not even joking. Like, I've killed maybe 10 more shmoo and I got another one.
Sweet.
I'm sorry. It's just been such a drama tonight. I just wanted to let everyone know.
Alright, so the vote will be up on my Discord later, probably tomorrow. Hey, Spider, we're just raiding out.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo.
Yeah. So tomorrow is Wildcard Wednesday, where I'll be playing Final Fantasy VIII, so please join me for that. The vote will be up probably tomorrow on Discord, and then probably Thursday on Twitter. So, by all means, join the Discord.
Oh, good one.
Join the Discord, make your votes matter. We also are still looking for which game we're going to be playing between Stellaris Eterna Season 2 and 3. So, if you want to, please vote for that as soon as I find the stupid link.
Yes, please vote for Lego Batman 3 because it's awesome.
That is one of the options. There you go. There's the link. With that being said, please make sure you're taking care of yourselves mentally and physically. And I know that you come to my tavern for the witty banter, but you stay for my fuck-ups. I will catch you guys all tomorrow. Toodles!
Oodles.